All right, going to keep this pretty short and to the point. I have a lot of more experience with aerobic and anaerobic training than I do with plyometrics. So just trying to get outside my box a little bit here and get some feedback on my thoughts. I will modify this program as I put it into my final program next week. This was just more of a 12-week program for my team in general than necessarily for the athlete that I'm designing my mesocycle for. I decided to go with time increments for each exercise as opposed to number of contacts because I have such a huge disparity on my team. And obviously, as long as they are recording, um, their sessions and then seeing how they progress over the course of the 12 weeks, that's great. Obviously, plyometric programs typically go for 6 to 10 weeks, but for the sake of this assignment, I went with 3 4-week phases. The first phase just really focusing in on technique development, which I think is so important for soccer players, with the incidence rate of ACLs being through the roof for female soccer players. And I think a lot of it is based on their inability to land correctly or their mechanics, their landing mechanics. The second phase, we got into more of the fundamentals of the movements and some of the key plyometric exercises, squat jumps, broad jumps, vertical jumps. And then phase 3, performance. I put some notes in there about making sure they don't push past fatigue, making sure they're getting a solid 2.5 minutes of rest in between sets, but also just making sure that they're really focusing in more so on their technique than necessarily their total number of contacts. I did say in the first couple of weeks not to go beyond 100, and then in weeks 3 and 4 up to 120. And then I have notes in there for more advanced players that their maximums can get into the 140 range, but certainly nothing beyond that. I have the frequency down as Monday, Wednesday, Friday to give them as much recovery in between sessions as I could. Yeah, I think that's it. Thanks, guys.